Hello everybody, how's it going? Ryan here coming at you with another video. This is actually the fourth, yes, the fourth time I've actually filmed this video. Every other time, right before the ending, the recording failed. First I tried a hangout, like a live stream. The second time I tried a direct to YouTube upload, and I did that 3 times. Yep, and this is my fourth time doing it, and so I just decided just to film it, put it on my computer, then upload it later. And so that's what I'm going to do. Today is my top 5 Martin Scorsese films. And before I get started, let's just go ahead and say that I know some of you guys are probably already going to say in the comments, well, what about this film? Don't you love this film? Well, I love every single Martin Scorsese film. He's, I would say, one of my top 3 favorite directors. Martin Scorsese, Hitchcock, and Kubrick are my top 3 favorite filmmakers, and so I love everything he does. But these are just the ones that I can watch repeatedly, and that I just love like so much, and I do watch them all the time. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm just gonna kind of run through this really quick, just to kind of give my quick opinion of the films, just so it doesn't end up being like a 15-minute video of me rambling on. Because for some of these movies, pretty soon I really want to do a Martin Scorsese director series, and the one I'm working on right now is a John Carpenter director series, and one of the ones after that I want to do is a Martin Scorsese one. So I'm going to talk more about these films, especially the number one, more in depth in those videos. But let's go ahead and get started. Number 5 is Shutter Island. I love the book. I love the direction, I love the music, I love the screenplay, I love the acting, and I love the cinematography. When I first saw it, I was blown away. I thought, after the second viewing, I'm sure it's going to lose rewatch value. Nope, not for me. I love every single second of it, and I watch it all the time. It's one of my favorite films ever. Pretty much all these films are in my top 50 or 100 favorite films list. The next one is Goodfellas, widely considered to be his best movie. I don't think it's his best movie, but it's a masterpiece of a gangster movie. I don't like it better than The Godfather, because you guys know, of course, The Godfather is my favorite film, and the only other film that I would even say rivals The Godfather as much as Goodfellas does is Once Upon a Time in America. And even then, Once Upon a Time in America is better than Goodfellas, just because that movie is just straight up a big masterpiece, can be heavily analyzed and stuff, but everything about Goodfellas is amazing, especially the storytelling and the acting, the music. It's just a great film. Yeah, so the next one is The Departed. This is my number 3 favorite. It was my pick for Best Picture that year. It won. It was also my favorite film of the year it came out. My favorite Martin Scorsese film of the last, I'd say, since Casino. And it's just a masterpiece. I'm pretty much obsessed with anything Boston related, especially Boston gangsters. And before this movie came out, I went through a phase of reading about all the Boston area gangsters, especially like Whitey Bulger and a few of the other ones. And I know that they inspired this movie basically off of that whole Whitey Bulger gangster empire. Yes, I do know it's also a remake of a film, but there's some things that were added to it that isn't just, because it's a remake. They heavily inspired it by real life events in Boston as well. And it's just a brilliant film, and I watch it at least once every few months, and I just think it's one of those movies at the end where I feel like Martin Scorsese is just a kick-ass filmmaker, and I just feel like everybody got involved with it, and they were just having a big party, made an awesome movie, and it just was amazing. So that's my opinion of The Departed. My number 2 is Casino, the first Martin Scorsese film I ever saw, and I was blown away from the first time I saw it. I was pretty young when I saw it, and I was like, man, this movie has a lot of F-bombs. That was back when I was like, 8 or 9 years old, and I caught it on TV every time after that, and I just loved it. This is actually one of the first DVDs I ever bought as well. I have another edition of it, but I grabbed this just so I could say, hey, I still have my Casino DVD that was one of my first DVDs I ever bought. Brilliant look at the rise and fall of gangster control in Las Vegas, pretty much, and just everything about it. It's kind of like Martin Scorsese's underrated masterpiece. Like, people always talk about it, but they actually don't give it the credit that it actually deserves. Like, it's a very good, well done movie, and I think it should have been nominated for Best Picture. But that just goes to show that just because you win an Oscar, or the Oscars aren't everything when it comes to movies. Especially when you're talking about this next movie, and that's my number one favorite. It's also tied with The Godfather as like my favorite movie of all time. Probably more often as number 2, but it's up there between 1 and 2, and that is Taxi Driver. And I'm going to be doing a full-on in-depth review of this, not just on like a director's series, but a full-on look at this film. So just screams amazing whenever I put it in the Blu-ray player, and I feel like there's so many things about it that you could just study and analyze and look at. Each frame is like perfect, and it's a work of art. But yeah, that's my top 5 Martin Scorsese films. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your top 5 down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.